Hello, Scorpio. All right. All right. Scorpio, how you doing? Let's not forget that got that south node moving over your placements. This is for Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. Also, if you have sun in the 8th house or a stellium in the 8th house. Hello, Moan. I'm using my new David Bowie, Starman, Ziggy Stardust cards that a viewer, Annika, actually sent. Hello. To me, it was a huge surprise. This wasn't even on she kept asking about my wish list. This wasn't even on my wish list. Hello, Corey and Neela, Karen and Jacqueline. So it's hard to surprise me. Not only am I like a human lie detector, but hi, Samantha. Every time somebody's trying to surprise me, somehow I find out one way or another. Like, surprises are rare for me, and I love them. So it was extra nice just being completely surprised. Scorpio, let's look at okay. You are donezo with something. You're ready to like lay down a pain, and it looks like painful and feels like painful thoughts. But you are like, you're ready. It feels like in process and you're ready. That is interesting. On the other side, we have 8 of Cups walking away from something that no longer serves them. That's interesting. We had 8 of Cups, and Scorpio showed up in the middle of Cancer's reading. Hi, Sherry. And hi, Eloise. And also the 8 of Cups showed up there. The alchemy, the composite chart, if you will, of tarot cards that's being created by both of these energies is is the Emperor in reverse, which talks about ego death. And what I always say about there's your energy and there's other, and other can be, it can be a person, it could be work, it could be family, but it also can be the thing that you are struggling with, that like the part of you that you're letting go, the version of yourself that was taught to you by trauma, bad experiences. Hey, Hollywood. All of those things. So, Scorpio, you seem to be like my most viewed videos. And I was just saying during Cancer's reading, I think I might do like as a thank you for the Scorpios on my channel, because they get the most views. And it also could be cross-watching because Scorpio is the most populated sign, at least in the States. So it could be cross-watching because who doesn't like Scorpio? Although no, some people are like, oh God, no Scorpio. But most people I know like a Scorpio. So it could be from cross-watching. But either way, you guys get... so I'm going to do something. I just haven't decided what. Scorpio, on the bottom of your deck, we have the Wheel. When you hear me talking about tens, I'm always saying that's like the closing of a chapter. Oh, good. I did bring my water in here. Well, thank you. we love the, we love to see a closing of a chapter, but when you have when you have the wheel, that's a 10. That's another closing of the chapter. And we have the mother. A lot of the cards are showing up for Scorpio that showed up for Cancer. A lot. And I shuffled a lot. But we have 2 10s on the board and then another 10 on the bottom of the deck. That's a lot of closing chapters energy, which is good. Because when you close a chapter, it leads you to a new one. And Scorpio is all about transformation. So, although they're a fixed sign, it's like the plight of a Scorpio to be a fixed sign who would rather be in one energy and also be the sign of Pluto and transformation and Mars and movement, and so it's like your impetus to transform can kind of almost naturally go against your inclination to be fixed. I don't know who thought of that. I don't know whose idea it was. It's like the platypus, which is such a weird, interesting animal, but it's like such a juxtaposition to have alien. Your name just popped up. To have Scorpio be a fixed energy that is the phoenix that is constantly transforming. We have 10 of Swords, and these cards are, I keep saying, I really hope that Annika wanders into here. But 10 of Swords, and this is a really interesting, it's like, do you see the lightning coming out of this side? And then it's like drawing out of something on the other side. This is laying down a struggle that's been there for a while. We see the swords impaling the old them, the thoughts, the words that they've heard from others. And then on your side again, we have that 8 of Cups. It's kind of a rebellious 8 of Cups. Aren't they? I'm in love with them. I could not wait to use them today. Could not wait. Thank you, Annika. Annika. I think it's Annika, not Annika. Believe it or not, I went to school with a girl named Annika. Spelled exactly the same way, but we pronounced it Annika instead of Annika, but I'm pretty sure she's Annika. These are the Starman Tarot. I did a whole little, if you're not following me on Instagram, I did an unboxing because it came as a shock in the mail. It's there, and they have this beautiful book with them as well. This Emperor in reverse for me is usually ego death. Especially this Emperor's got the arms crossed. They're in that ego vibration. So your person is coming out of the energy of walking away from something. With this ego death in the center, I don't know if this isn't they walked away from something because they were being protective. Because, ego is also what helps protect us. Ego can be hubris. It can be how we want others to perceive us as well. So sometimes it's not always helpful to us, but it's also protecting us. So in the moment, there are times when what ego is doing is protecting us. Because when we're in survival mode, which Scorpio understands, your brain will protect you. God, I could wax philosophical on that for hours about like DID, dissociative identity disorder, and all of that. Like, those are all just the human body trying to protect you from trauma. And so that can happen too on a smaller scale with our egos coming in to protect us. The thing is once we process that and it feels a little safer again, sometimes we can experience an ego death, which allows us to open up doors that we closed based off of our hubris, based off of the ego protection. You know, because I'm saying you're an ego, that doesn't mean you're an egomaniac. There's a difference between somebody who runs their entire life on, are you praising me? Nope, then I hate you. Is this good for me but everybody else suffers? Sure, so I don't care. Like, that ego isn't always that. Part of it is how we see ourselves, the perception of our identity, and how we want others to identify us. And sometimes when we need an ego death, it's because we're in that process of learning, right? That other people's opinions of us are none of our fucking business. And the reason why I'm such a proponent of adopting that and then actually putting it into practice, because saying it and wanting it and putting it up as a meme and saying it when you're in ego or when you're being defensive or protective, and actually peacefully practicing that, like, okay, you don't like me. I recognize that. I honor that. I'm also not going to let it make me nuts. I'm not going to let it give me knots in my stomach. I'm not going to let it trigger my anxiety. I'm not going to let it do any of that. That is the beauty of other people's opinions of me are none of my fucking business. It's not to tell them to go F off with their opinions. I mean, that's a symptom of it. That's just one of the things that happens when you adopt that. It's for your own peace. That's for your own peace and development and emotional maturity and wisdom and all of that. It sounds harsh because we have a social construct that politeness is more important than safety, and it's not. Fuck shame and fuck politeness if it keeps you from being mentally, emotionally, or spiritually safe. I said what I said. I'm thinking of running a special for my birthday off chart readings. Maybe just for that. It might just be for that day. Like if you book a reading for whatever, for like 3 months ahead. But I'm thinking, let me know what you guys think about that when the live is over. Just leave me a comment how you feel about that. If I run a special, it'll be June 26th. If I run a special on June 26th for my birthday, I might give like a significant percentage off of readings. Scorpio, in the energy that I see you with now, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This might be my favorite Eight of Swords I've ever seen, ever. Can you all see that? That's amazing. So she's in her own sarcophagus, and there's like a smaller version of her. It's like the inner child is in there with her. There's crows all over. It's incredible. I love these cards. Thank you again. You're all gonna get sick of me saying that, but I can't help it. When Eight of Swords is in reverse, we're talking about letting go of the anxiety, of the self-defeating thoughts, of the things that trap us in our own mind. And you know, Scorpio doesn't get to be Scorpio without a few bumps and bruises. And that can lead to some really self-sabotaging thoughts because you may hear it from other people. And Scorpio can get quiet in protective mode. And then they can get called a lot of things because they went inward. And those things may haunt them because they don't believe Scorpio, being a water sign, really loves hurting anyone's feelings. And so it's very interesting to me that we have inner child in here, letting go of thoughts, the Ten of Swords here, where it feels like trying to create that new version, letting those painful thoughts go. There's definitely a theme here, Scorpio, and I really, really, really love it for you. And such is the benefit to having the South Node cross over your placements. It feels like a son of a bitch, but it breeds all of this room for real transformation from the things that you really need it from. Scorpio's doing transformation all the time, but like, let's release what really, really doesn't serve us and transform in that way. So this is going to be like a coup d'etat of transformation. And we see that with 3 tens, right? The overall reading is the Wheel of Fortune, which means a change of fortune. There's a universal, like, energetic opportunity to really harness the energy right now to make real changes. I can't wait to tell you what's coming up. But anyway, 3 of Wands showed up in Cancer's reading. But this time it's in the upright. Your person has made a decision out of passion, out of want, out of desire, out of what feels aligned with them, to move forward. We're going to clarify and figure out move forward with what. But in the in-between of you letting go of anxiety and them just beginning to make this decision, feeling this. Now, it's not in Pentacles, so when it's not in Pentacles yet, this is like they have just made this decision. They have just come to this, you know, at first it's a feeling, then you put a name on it, and then we have the Wands where you're like, okay, I want to do this. We're still kind of in the I want to. I feel so strongly about this. We know that it's happening when there's Pentacles. We have that coming, but we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think anyone so when the Ace of Pentacles is on the board, it means it's in play. Even if it's upside down, that just means like it's not time. It's not time. You're still getting over anxiety. They have just started to make this decision that they're getting comfortable with and that they're feeling, but they haven't put into Pentacles. Like there hasn't been any results of this decision yet. And so the Pentacles in reverse just means like it's the offer of stability is not there yet, but it's energetically starting to be in play here. The same card showed up for Cancer. Scorpio placements, you might be dealing with somebody who has some Cancer placements. This is a lot of cards to show up, and I shuffled the bejeebas out of this deck in between. The Knight of Wands is passionate. This is like feeling your mojo again, Scorpio. You know, who was it that said that? It was very clever. Feed your head? Was it you? Hello to all my fellow Scorpios in eclipse recovery. It's perfection. That is perfection. That's this. You're starting to come out of that Scorpio eclipse. And this energy is coming up. I don't know if it's coming up at the end. It might come up around the new moon in Cancer, but that is getting your mojo back. As you're letting the anxiety go, your mojo will come back. That needs to happen first. And then all of a sudden, and when Scorpio's got its mojo, whew, La Casa en Fuego. Like, you know, burning down the house. You know, like Scorpio in full mojo is like Dropkick Murphy, if that makes any sense. It's like not playing around. If you know, you know. That's probably going to make sense for a few people, but that is the image I just got. On their side, we have the King of Swords. I don't love that it's in reverse. I don't know if somebody is not, you know, the King of Swords is not talking. And when they are, they can be a little harsh. They can be so direct with their words. They can be really direct with their words. In the middle of this, though, how I don't know if it's like, you know, Scorpio, y'all are freaks. So I don't know if this person like tells you no and you're like, okay, good, challenge. It's just what my mojo needed. I'm being honest. You know, I don't know if the Scorpio Knight of Wands, because what happens when this person is really direct with you, maybe almost like a tiny bit, it's very sardonic and sarcastic. I mean, we're gonna clarify. I almost feel like we don't need to clarify this reading, but we will. Hi Alexa. But this is, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which again also showed up in Cancer's reading. Very weird. That is the happy ending card. It's almost like whatever they say, you're liking it. And this is like, however you're releasing torture from yourself, this modicum of torture or somebody keeping you accountable, or just that little bit of roughness. I gotta do what the cards tell me to. All right, let's clarify this before we take a left turn at Albuquerque in this reading. Everybody has to go take a cold shower. Okay, hold on. What should we clarify with? Let's take some good old fashioned. I'm saying good old fashioned. They're like a year and a half old, but this doesn't, I don't think so. You know what this is giving vibes of? And I'm so sorry if you wonderful young people don't know, but there's YouTube, so you can go look it up. It looks like the Sam and Diane episode that we all waited for forever when they go, I hate you more. You turned on, like, it's that. It's and another thing. And the next thing you know, it's I told you. It's burning down the house. If anybody's from, it's kind of a little bit of a famous scene, even if you're not ancient like me, and you weren't there watching it. You can YouTube Sam and Diane get together, and I promise you it'll give you that scene. It starts with like a fight and goes into the confession of, yeah. I guess I should have said cheers, but yeah. I hate you. You disgust me. Are you turned on? Yeah. Like I almost hear F you. And then Scorpio's like smiling. Like you're sexy when you're pissed off kind of thing. I don't know. And like me telling you y'all are freaks or not anything. That's not news. And I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. So don't anybody pretend like I hurt your feelings when I said that. Actually, Aries Venus is the I love you so much. Okay. Yeah, I'm not wrong. This is probably why Scorpio is my highest. Because it's like, it's the truth. Okay. I want advertisers so that they can pay me and I can get like subsidized, that can be like the subsidization for like getting more trauma education and like somehow making a deal so those classes. But at the same time, like who's ever gonna put advertisements on my channel? But I don't know, like there's a point where I'm just like, I don't know that I want to have to edit. Okay. All the damn same cards coming out. We have another King of Swords. This one's in an upright on your side. So you also want to be direct and stand in your integrity as this anxiety. There's a truth not coming out. Your 10 of Swords and their 8 of Cups and that ego death. There's some kind of truth that's been hidden. That I see here. And then you have the King of Swords on that 8 of Swords in reverse. So like integrity comes, a lot of good stuff comes from healing the self-sabotaging thoughts, which is a hard one to heal. On this 3 of Wands on your person, I see victory. And on the other side of Cancer, too, 6 of Wands came up, victory. In this middle, I just don't know that you all are talking yet. Because we have the 5 of Pentacles over the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. In real life, what's actually happening, we still have people not connecting and feeling shut out. And, as Gemma from Gemstones Tarot points out, that key is right there. I just don't think it's time yet. But, it's coming. No pun intended. So we have on this Prince of Wands, we have the Queen of Pentacles on your side. And Scorpio, you've probably been around long enough. And if you're new, Queen of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards. It's an excellent partner. And the realization that you can be that is amazing, because the Queen of Pentacles, talk about burning down the house. You can burn everything to the ground. The Queen of Pentacles does not care. The stability is within herself. The stability isn't actually in the material things, because she can just make the material things happen again. Let's get a card for this King of Swords. We also have 2 kings and 1 queen. So for some of you, there may be like an ego struggle. It'll be those ads that you can skip though, Sherry. It'll be the ads in the beginning that you just skip after 3 seconds. But that's honestly like what allows people, like I go 12 times a week live. So when you add all those hours together, especially when I just sit there and pull cards for people and I don't like ask for super chats or anything, that's the equivalent of a part-time job. So like it's helpful because it then gives more space to do things. Plus I just want to use it to give back. But anyway, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So we have 2 knights, 1 in upright, 1 in reverse. We have 2 kings, 1 in the upright, 1 in the reverse. So it's almost like there might be a little Scorpio, if you dealt with this person, and I love you, Scorpio, but if you dealt with this person before, you may not have been in a healed place enough to be completely who you wanted to be, in authenticity, in truth, and all of those things. There may have been challenges that kept you from being able to be fully vulnerable, quite frankly. And this person may have dealt with you before, and so some of these flipped cards are because if it doesn't go well this time, they're not going to be mad at you. They're going to be mad at themselves. So the resistance is because Knight of Swords, they're not running in to say a lot. King of Swords, they're not running in to say a lot. And the Knight of Swords can sometimes be passive aggressive. They might throw things out and be like, it's your ball this time. You do the work. Because I did the work last time and I got bit. I don't know that this person is unsympathetic to the fact that you were clearly having anxiety and there was pain, right? But it's everybody's human. Their human experience could be, they could have felt disposable. They could have felt rejected. They could have felt silly for thinking that maybe you guys felt different things at different times. If this is for some of you, this is a divine connection. What you said or how your opinion of this person may matter. I think your opinion matters to this person. And I just think that they're having some insecurities about however things went down last time. So they're just being self-protective. This doesn't feel like angry energy, because there was somebody in all of Scorpio's readings. Like we had the Queen of Swords in reverse. I don't like her at all. For a while. This feels a little different. This just feels like trepidation. You know, fear makes sometimes people act like a-holes or say things. But what's so funny, it's like, I don't know if you see through them, because when they're being a little curt or passive aggressive, they're not fully saying what they want to say. They're maybe guarding their words, but they want success. with you. They're just not, like, they want it. It's in wands, but it's not in pentacles, and they're reluctant to say anything until they see. It's like, you know, I'm no dummy. Like, put the money on the table. I'm no dummy. I'm not getting in the van unless I know that there's candy. Show me the candy, and then I'll get in the van. It's that. Again, things you can only say on a Scorpio reading. I'm not stupid. Show me the candy, and then I'll get in the van. Dark humor. You know, not everyone gets it. I won't even tell that joke in its entirety because I don't want to get canceled for it. But, you know, you're hot to trot here. You full of your mojo again, and feeling like it's fine. If it all burns down, I know how to build it up again. Like, I'm feeling better within myself without this anxiety telling me I can't. I just posted something on Instagram not long ago, and until I get a community page, please follow me on Instagram because it's the only where I can, like, update you guys other than, like, going live. Anxiety is focusing your thoughts on how you failed. And at some point, we've all failed. We've all fucked up. We have all hurt somebody's feelings. We have all made bad decisions, or decisions that were made out of pain, fear, these things, right? The way we combat that is finding the pockets of peace and focusing on how we survived. This Queen of Pentacles is really that beautiful energy, right? And Pentacles, it means it's happening in real time. It's tangible. We can put our hands around it. The Queen of Pentacles is understanding, like, yeah, I have anxiety issues, and I may have burnt everything down because I'm a Phoenix, because I'm Scorpio, but I also know that I built things back up. And as much as I don't like that it burns down again and again, one of my strengths is survival. And if it happens, it happens again. If you can get to that place, Scorpio, I will throw you a party. Because, and I kind of mean that, because that's the goal. Not to think that you can ever be perfect, because that doesn't exist in any human. But for some reason, Scorpio looks left and right a lot to where other people, they think, they perceive, because what's being shown them. Do less of that burning down stuff. And I don't think that's actually true. But if you could just get to that place where you understand that you actually have, and the other thing I said about that is, like, you know, the fact that you know how to survive more because you've had the bumps and bruises doesn't make you less valuable. It gives you more empathy, more learned experience that other people don't have and actually need. The other parts of society need that. And you have it. That makes you the Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't make you a hot mess. It makes you a human having a human experience that has more in their toolbox. I want to see you get there. This 10 of Pentacles is clarified by the 8 of Pentacles. In a relationship reading, I love an 8 of Pentacles, and I'll tell you why. It means whatever this happy ending is, that is energetically available to you. When I'm talking about cards and energy, it's your free will. You got to show up to the interview with your best self. You got to show up to the opportunity with your best self. And your best self doesn't mean perfect. It means your best self in that moment. Eight of Pentacles in reverse just means it's not going to feel like work. It's not going to be hard work. This thing that's available to you, that has the availability in this upcoming energy to be something that could work for you, for exactly who you are, for exactly what you need, and what you can give comfortably. What you can give also works for this person. And that includes the, you know, you disgust me, are you turned on? Evidently. You both like that. So there's something here that won't put you with that anxiety back to where it's ruling everything, where you have to recover from it. It doesn't mean your anxiety goes away, but it won't trigger it every minute. It won't feel like, how am I disappointing this person? It won't feel like this is what they're showing me. That it won't feel like, when does this end? When, you know, how am I going to disappoint this person, and how are they going to let me know, and how are they going to revenge it? Like, that's what I'm feeling a lot. Like, that is out of this equation. It's just going to take a while for this person to get comfortable with it. And that's also human nature. And that's kind of great. I kind of think that you love, like, it's almost like they're going to have more anxiety, which is going to make them like passive aggressive, not say stuff that they completely, they won't be not in their integrity. But King of Swords sometimes isn't in their complete authenticity. It's like they're going to stylize their words so they don't have to eat crow in case you don't really mean it. So there's almost something about their nervousness that puts you off your, like, it eases you, because the most compassionate, deep, you know, psychologically, Scorpio understands other people. They can hyper focus on their own misgivings because they understand the human fragility in everyone. But because you understand the human fragility in everyone, when somebody else is a little bit of a mess, you're kind of more in your strength zone. Whatever it is, y'all like it. It's working on all kinds of levels, because we have the Knight of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Libra placements can be, sometimes it's a little challenging. It can depend on your placements, because obviously a lot of times, like Mars or Venus, Mercury, those things can be in your neighbor signs, right? But Libra has people-pleasing stuff, which can also bring indecision and anxiety. So a Scorpio and a Libra together better be both really healthy, in my humble opinion, depending on the other placements. But Libra's people-pleasing may not work for Scorpio's Knight of Wands. I'll just leave that at that. Scorpio probably does better with a come get it if you want it than the people pleasing. Yeah. There are certain Libra aspects that'll do really well with Scorpio. But it can also be, yeah. I mean, the chart can be all things. If Libra placements, but you got that Pluto on the ascendant, if you're, depending on your rising and when Pluto was in that sign, if you have it on the ascendant, there are things that will make you understand Scorpio. I have Pluto right on my ascendant, which makes me get Scorpio, like, beyond the fact that I'm a Cancer. Let's pull a card. Let's pull a unicorn card, shall we? It's a unicorn card kind of reading. It's the only ones I can't get to. I'm going to have to rearrange them. Sorry, people. Yeah, for the other person. I knew what you meant, Sherry. I'm saying, like, I don't know that I feel Libra vibes off of this person because I don't know that Libra people pleasing, unless it's a really super healthy Libra people pleasing might not throw the gasoline on the fire that has finally come back to Scorpio. All right, these are my unicorn. Let's get a nice unicorn card. There is no such thing. Let's get a really good unicorn card for my Scorpios. All right, what? Okay, 2 came out. These are so perfect. Side note, I bend my head over and laugh so much, which is why I only ever just put blonde in the front and leave the rest as it is. Because otherwise, if I was changing my hair, I would have, you guys would all see my roots all the time. Okay. So there's 2. You are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. I love that. And we see that. Like, that is, you're on that road already to stop giving away your power. It's not just what you have to retrain yourself not to torture yourself, but it is also how you give away your power, because it's hard to stay on that, I'm not going to torture myself anymore, while you're giving away your power. You're a badass. Act like it. That's almost exact. Yeah. That's almost the exact advice I used to give, and yeah, still think about my one very close person in my life that's Scorpio. I won't go into it, but I used to put something like a middle name about being a badass because it's true. All right, and then we got fucking apologize. Seriously, just do it. I don't know what that's about, Scorpio. You will know if that is for you. This was great. I laughed a lot. I love my Scorpios. This looks good. If you're at a point where you can get out of that 8 of Swords mode where you're torturing yourself, where the self-sabotaging thoughts and feelings about you, letting go of the perceptions that other people have assigned you, if you are in that energy at all, harness it. Do whatever you have to do to protect it and stay safe. What do I, the hell with shame and the hell with politeness if it does not keep you mentally, emotionally, physically safe or spiritually. What about gray hair? Does that say badass granny? Some women, when I just don't have that yet. I don't know what part of my hereditary, or it could be my Mercury on my rising, tends to keep people younger. Virgo rising is one of those signs. Hi, Maya. But that's my natural. So I haven't gotten any, but I had plenty of friends that, like, because when salons were closed during the pandemic, that just transitioned into and it's gorgeous. I think that can be beautiful, the silver hair. I think you absolutely could be a badass with silver hair, gray hair. I personally, I like, for me, if I walk into a room, I see a gentleman with silver. That's more my speed. Because to me, I'm like, wisdom, age, miles. So, not a big fan of the Grecian formula. Yeah, I used to do when I was a corrective colorist in New York and a makeup artist. And so, which is why I can do my own hair. This is why I cut and color my own hair. I haven't gone to a salon. Somebody else has not touched my hair probably 3 years, 2.5. Yeah. But I used to do, sometimes people went silver earlier and other people would convince them to color their hair and they hated it. And I would actually do something that was like, it took forever, but it was a really intricate fine weave foil to make people back like almost like a salt and pepper, because it's never just dull gray. It's, yeah. And then once silver came in as like the Elsa color, as like the fashion color, I used to do a lot of fashion colors. I've been lavender, green and black, I've been pink. I think I've been every color. If I get a community page, I promise I will post me in all the different colors. Like a fucking unicorn. All right. I love you. No, you love you. That was enough chit chat from me. And I'm going to be doing Pisces probably in about 14 minutes. If anybody wants to hop on to Pisces. And if you're seeing this before tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing a full moon in Sag special with the amazing Connie Jo tomorrow. All right, guys. I love you. Now you love you. Bye, Scorpio.